Hey, did y'all see the council, the emergency special, whatever council meeting yesterday? Oh, by the way, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for New Louisiana. They had a single item on the agenda. Here it is. Whoo, a little bit of drama. We'll get into that in a minute. Let me read you the item that came up, and then I'll let you see what happened. This is you're going to like this. A joint ordinance of the City of Lafayette Council and the Lafayette Parish Council opposing the closure of 4 recreational centers on the north side of Lafayette, laying off of 37 Civil Service Recreation Department employees, and directing the Lafayette Mayor President to maintain all employees and positions they occupy to keep all centers open. Okay, so here's the ordinance, and I think it was A.B. Rubin on the parish side and Glenn Lazard on the city side who are officially getting credit for writing this ordinance, which is fine. What I think is interesting, and I want to bring your attention to, is the last page of these ordinances talks about how much is this going to cost Lafayette. And they keep saying there's no fiscal impact. Well, I got to tell you, if you're rehiring 37 employees, I think there would be a fiscal impact. So I think they falsified the document, but that doesn't really matter because it didn't even get introduced. Here.
I need a motion from the City Council and a second. Motion by Mr. Lazar, second by Nanette Cook.
Okay. Got a motion by Councilman A.B. Rubin. Do I have a second by the Parish Council? Okay, seeing no second. Legal. I have a motion and a second from the City Council, and I only have a motion from the Parish Council. Under the joint meeting, what happens?
The item fails for introduction and it's dead.
So how do you like that awkward silence? Now listen, this goes on for a little while, so I'm skipping a part where Pat Lewis goes back and forth with attorney Paul Escott about procedure and such. But what I want to remind you of, and the reason that it didn't get a second, you make a motion, make a second. The reason it didn't get a second from the parish is because we've already talked about this. We went on until 3 o'clock in the morning the other day talking about this. So we don't need to second it. We don't need to go to discussion because they fixed the charter. And now Andy Hebert can finally get his 5 minutes as a city resident and 5 minutes as a parish resident. No, he can also get 5 minutes as a joint resident. So we don't want to do that, but Nanette wants to know.
What just happened here? If we have a joint ordinance that actually, sometimes it's been one at the parish council meeting and we've had the same one at our city council meeting, and we've discussed them independently at each one of those meetings, I don't understand why we couldn't have moved forward on the city side just to open up the discussion here.
Let me answer that for you, Nanette. It's in the new fixed charter. You remember the one that you fixed last time you were on the council? You approved this charter. Let's go find it. It's in section 2.11, actions requiring an ordinance. Let me read to you from your fixed charter. It's E like Edward. An ordinance or resolution with subject matter that is within the legislative power of both the City Council and the Parish Council shall be passed by a favorable vote of at least a majority of the authorized members of each, the City Council and the Parish Council. Examples include items within operating budget, capital improvement budgets, and appropriations of funds. So if you spend money, you have to have a joint ordinance. It has to be approved by both the city and the parish council. You don't get a second, you don't get approval, you don't even go to discussion. That's how it works. Thank you, Carly Labar and Kevin Blanchard, for fixing the charter.